Hi Peas! Welcome to another Finally Friday. I have a card for you today and we're going to be making a birthday card with the new Hello Summer collection from Echo Park. I really loved this set of papers because not only is it summer themed, but it's also, I believe, birthday themed because look at all of these fun colors and the pendants. It's just perfect for a birthday card. So I'm going to be using these papers today, and I've already gone ahead and cut out my card, and I covered the front of my card with this pendant pattern paper from the paper pad. And so this is the base of our card, and we're going to start off by adding a tag, which is from Pebbles. And this is the package it comes in. It comes with a bunch of different styles of tags. They show them all in the back, and they've got die cuts cut out of them. They're so cute. And I chose the tag I wanted to use today, and I wanted one with just a regular tag top. And it has a little die cut word love at the bottom of it, and I didn't poke out all of the die cuts, but we're not going to see that today. We're just going to be covering that. I just wanted a craft tag to use. I didn't want to use the top part. So this is the one I picked out, and we're just going to adhere it to our upper right hand corner. There. And then I want to top it off with a little piece of orange paper, also from the 6x6 paper pad that we had from Echo Park. You can see it's got this doily pattern paper on the back. This is just the orange side, and I've just cut it down a little bit smaller than my tag. I'm just going to adhere it, and you'll notice I don't go all the way down on the tag because I'm going to be covering it up with some more paper down here, so I really don't need to go all the way down to the bottom of my tag. I'm going to add my strip of paper down at the bottom right now. Actually, I chose the pink solid from the paper pack as well. You can see it has the polka dots, the circles on the back. And so I'm going to adhere this one right under my tag, actually a little bit above that, because I want that bottom row of pendants to show. I just think it looks more appealing. So we'll adhere this right on the bottom. Add a little splash of pink, and now we're going to embellish the tag. And I have some chipboard elements from Echo Park, the same ones for the Hello Summer collection, and we're going to use this tiny little cupcake here. I think it's so cute. It's perfect for a birthday card. Just pull this out. And the thing about these chipboard accents, they're so fun to work with. But you have to be sure you place them where you want them the first time, because they stick, and they stick good. So unless you want, if you take them off of your card or whatever you're working on because you didn't like where you placed it, a couple pieces of the back of your chipboard will come off. So you could always hot glue it to another project, but you will have to take off the paper that has the brown stuff stuck to it. So you have to make sure it's where you want it. So I think I just want it right here on my tag. I'm just going to place it right there. And I want to top my tag off, but I don't want to use ribbon or jute like usual. I want to use a button. And I have these buttons by Doodlebug, the boutique buttons. And this is the Baby Boy collection. And I really loved these aqua colored buttons with the waves on them. And I'm going to pull these out and show you how I take them out because it's kind of confusing. They're all sewn into the packaging. They're all connected. So what I do to kind of keep the packaging together is I lift up my button just a little bit and slide my scissors underneath, and I just snip a little bit till I get it. Of course it won't work while I'm on the camera. There it goes. And so I'm just going to put this to the side, and you can see that none of my other buttons are falling off. They're still kind of attached. If you were pulling on them, then they would come off. But just to make sure that I don't lose any buttons, I stick it back in my packaging. That way if they fall off, I have them still in the bag. And I just keep them like this all in a row. So now we've got our button, and I'm going to use some jute. And I'm just going to tie through this. And I'm just making a crisscross design. Got a little bit of a long piece of jute here. A little much. We'll save it for another project. whatever's left. And then I tie a knot in the back just to make the jute kind of lay straight so it's not sticking weird. And I just leave 2 tails because I like to have a little bit of jute sticking out. I'm going to use 2 glue dots to hold my button onto my card. Put it on the back of my button and stick it on our tag. Very cute. I like it already. And now we're going to add our sentiment down here with the stamp. So I'm going to put this to the side while we work on that. And I have an extra piece of white cardstock that we'll be stamping onto today, because we're going to be cutting it out and then putting it onto our card. So the stamps that I chose to use are some clear stamps by Hero Arts, and this one is called Sending You Love, and we're going to be using the Birthday Wishes one, and they look like little labels. That's what I really like about them. Kind of fun to work with. So we'll pull out the birthday one and I put it on my acrylic block. Now I have like the world's longest acrylic block. It's probably bigger than the screen almost. But I really like using it. I feel like it gives me a little more control. So I'm going to just place it in the middle. And I'm using a chalk ink today by Inkadinkado. And this one is called Lime Green. And I'm just going to ink up our image. And sometimes it takes a second with these chalk inks to get a good coverage. I want it to stamp nice. Okay, and then I'm just going to stamp it on my cardstock anywhere because I'm cutting it out. Okay, looks good. And before I cut it out, I'm going to use a Copic marker. And this one is Putty YG91. And I'm going to just put a little bit of shading on the inside of my, I don't know which side to use, on the inside of my tag. And I'm also going to use, let me grab my other one. I have my big bag of Copics over here. This is my T1, my Toner Gray, that's what it's called. I never really look at the names, so, and I'm going to add it as well. Kind of add some shading. I'm not very good at the Copics, but I sure do love to use them. They're really fun. If you haven't had a chance to play with them, you really need to get some and mess around with them. They're so fun. So anyways, just adds a little bit of shading, just kind of makes it pop a little bit more. So I'm going to cut this out just with some regular scissors. I used to be really scared about cutting things out because I didn't think I was a very good cutter, I guess that's what you'd call it. But the more I started cutting things out and not focusing on my imperfections, I really started liking it. And I do love having the die cuts that go with stamps. It's really nice because you can just run them through your Cuttlebug. But, you know, I feel like if you can keep a little white edge around the stamped image, it looks like it's been die cut, and I think it looks just as nice. It just takes a little more time. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure I have some rounded corners. Okay, so I've cut out my label, and I'm going to add a couple small, tiny little brads. Oh geez, where did my other one go? Okay, I don't know where it went. You can see how messy I am when I scrap it. Okay, so maybe we won't be adding the brads. Alright, we're going to just place our sentiment right here underneath our tag where the cupcake is. And I have some foam adhesive here that I'm going to use. If I can't find those, I just had them right here. Okay, well, right there. And I think instead we'll probably use some gems instead of the brads right there. So I'm going to grab my gems. And I'm just using some Doodlebug gems. These are the jewels, and cupcake colored. And I'm just going to use a couple small ones on each side. Just little tiny ones. I like those better than the brads anyways. So what happens when you mess up? You find better options. So we have this here, and now this space is kind of empty and I want to add a little something to it. So I'm going to use, again from the Hello Summer collection, I don't know if you can see it all in the camera, but down here is a scalloped sticker, and I'm just going to pull it off, and I'm going to place it just down here. And then I'm using my scissors and I'm just going to cut it off. And I just take the leftover sticker, and they're not going to stick perfectly back on, but then I just put it back on my sheet the best I can. And then I'm going to take the pendant sticker, and we're going to add it just right above the other one. That, and we'll cut it off again. Place the leftovers back on my sheet. And then to finish off the card, I'm going to add just a little jute bow. We'll cut off a length of that. And I'll show you a trick. I think I've showed this before on a video. I take my X-Acto knife when I'm going to do a piece of twine or ribbon around my card, and I just cut a little slit in my card and the edge, the folded edge, and then I run my jute through it. And I'm just going to have it facing me this time so I can see what I'm doing. And then I just tie it in a bow, and I'm going to do it off to the right hand side, kind of in alignment with the tag above it. Get it to where you like it. Kind of curl the jute around your fingers or twist it, manipulate it however you can to get it laid the way you want. And there we have our card. Thanks so much for dealing with my spaciness today. But that's what happens when you scrapbook with me. That's just the way it goes. Okay, so we have our beautiful birthday wishes card, and we got to use some fun papers and stickers and stamps. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun, and I hope you get a chance to break out your scrapbook supplies and make up a couple cards. Thanks. Bye.